What is going on, everybody? My name is Brendon, and if this is your first time on the channel, we talk all things endurance sports. Right now we're training for a marathon, so we're talking a lot about running shoe reviews, marathon training, all that good stuff. So if that's something you're into, how about you hit that little subscribe button right down there? There's a bell next to it, make that ring, and why not, while you're at it, defeat that pesky YouTube algorithm by hitting that like button. Okay, without further ado, we have a very special video for you folks today. We have the Saucony Endorphin Pros in hand, finally. I've waited for so long to get my hands on these guys. But first, before we open the box, we need to put on the proper protective eyewear because I've heard they're quite bright. Let's do this. Oh man, it still burns with them on. But look at these guys. All right, I can't wait anymore. We're going for the first run in these. I'll see you back here very shortly. Just wow. Guys, we have a lot to talk about these shoes. Now, just forewarning, this is my first pair of carbon fiber racing shoes, so I am undoubtedly very impressed with these. I don't have anything to base them off of. I am gonna get my hands on the Nike Alphafly Next whenever they come out. Who knows? They were supposed to be released yesterday, but I just don't know when I'll be able to get my hands on a different shoe to compare it to. But guys, wow, that's all I can say about the initial run in these guys. But I'm gonna be objective as I can, so let's run through some of the specs very quickly. So I'm gonna, again, a warning, I'm not very proficient in running shoe science, but I'm gonna do my darndest to give you guys some science about these guys. Starting off with the specs in this guy, you have a 35.5 millimeter stack height in the heel here, very, very plush and beautiful, followed by a 27.5 millimeter stack height in this forefoot for that 8 millimeter drop. I like the 8 millimeter drop. I think that's actually my sweet spot. So that's the same as the Triumph 17. Love that shoe. And actually I'm gonna try to draw some comparisons, even though they're on completely different ends of the spectrum. But I'm just gonna try to give a little bit of comparison between that. Let's get back to the specs of this shoe though. You're looking at 229 grams or about 8.1 ounces for the weight in my size men's 10.5 US sizing. Super lightweight. It's 3 grams heavier than the Rincon though. That's completely unacceptable. I kind of want my money back, Saucony. What are you doing? I thought this was supposed to be a lightweight racing shoe. I understand that there's a carbon fiber plate in here, but come on. That's a joke. It's extremely lightweight. It feels great on foot with that weight. Absolutely fantastic. Those are the specs that I'm gonna give you, just the drop and the weight of this shoe. Let's get into the deep dive analysis of, we're starting off with the upper. So starting off with this upper, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I was a little bit nervous when I first put this on. It was a little bit more loosey-goosey than I would expect from a racing shoe, but that all changed after wearing them for about 15 to 30 minutes during my warm-up, doing some dynamic stretching, getting some electrolytes into me. I felt after that 15 to 30 minute mark that it was kind of caressing my foot, making it feel safe and secure. This 3D form fit technology that Saucony's doing, the creme de la creme. For that, we're gonna give it a little shot. No, we're not getting you stained. Giving me a little shot of espresso. I'm super impressed with the 3D form fit because it really did feel like I was getting that nice lockdown, but not so much tightness. Like I find some of the Nike shoes can be really, really tight on my foot, but this felt amazing. Now, I would say I have quite a bit of a wide foot and I didn't have any issues in this. It was nice and wide, but not too wide. It felt amazing for that. Now, starting off with the heel cup, you will see that it is kind of that traditional racing shoe where there's not much of a buildup, which is what you kind of want, right? Like you don't want the big Triumph 17 type heel cup with all the memory foam around you, kind of like making your heel sweat. my heel, that is very damp after a long run. Sorry for that information, but with this, I don't think I'll have any troubles. You do have a little bit of a build up here, but it's perfect. Like, it's not so stiff that it's gonna chafe me or anything. And I will mention this right now. A lot of people were saying that they're getting a little bit of heel slipping in this. For me, didn't have that issue whatsoever. That's just one person's opinions. I didn't have any trouble. I was able to get that nice lockdown without even doing up the runner's knot, actually. But the laces do kind of suck. I had to stop halfway through the first kilometer, so 500 meters in, to redo up the laces. A little bit concerned about that there, Saucony, but it's fine. Once I relaced it, I double tied it. So make sure you're double tying these shoes or your laces may go undone. Now, continuing on with the upper, the tongue is half gusseted. So what that means is, I'll try to put some video footage here, but essentially it's just like halfway gusseted through the upper. And actually, if Hoka's listening, they could really learn from this and do this in the ring Camm, like I was mentioning in my initial impression of that a few days ago. Wish it had a gusseted tongue. This did it right. I love it. Felt amazing. The upper, you can see it's like there's little holes all through it, so it's super breathable, lightweight, amazing. Not much weight from the decals, but it's looking slick, looking like I'm in an 80s cyberpunk movie. Absolutely love it. The upper, I'm gonna have to go with that 5 out of 5 score. This thing right here, it's what dreams are made of, baby. So how about you and I go to the drive-in theater now that they're opened up? I would love that. Thanks, man. Like, yeah, let's go do it after this review. That sounds great. I'll see you there. I'll pick you up. Okay, sounds good. All right, on to the midsole. Before we head up to the midsole section, I wanna know, do you have a pair of the Saucony Endorphin Pros, or are you looking at picking up a pair? Let me know in the comment section down below. And have you run a marathon in carbon fiber plate shoes before? And if so, what was your time? I'm trying to examine if these shoes can be used for non-elite marathoners such as myself, who could be out there for 4 to 6 hours sometimes. That's what I wanna know. I wanna know your experiences, so please leave a comment down below and let's get the discussion rolling. All right, on to the midsole section. Moving on to the midsole. Now, I'm sure you all know, this is the Power Run PB foam with the S-shaped carbon fiber plate. Everything has to have carbon fiber plates, otherwise, what are you doing? If you don't have a carbon fiber plate in your shoe, it's slow and it sucks, and I'm not gonna wear it for racing, okay? Anyway, so this foam feels amazing. So I'm gonna kind of give you an example of what it's like when you're running. So when you first go down and you get that ground contact, you feel caressed like a young mother holding a child. You feel safe and secure. But then when you're going for that toe off, you're getting whipped into the stratosphere. I'm not kidding. Now that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but it feels so springy. You feel caressed and then springy, caressed and then springy. And what I was trying to do intentionally over the first few kilometers and even the ending kilometer is intentionally heel striking. I was kind of concerned about, can carbon fiber plate racing shoes be used for me? Because I'm like a non-elite runner. I'll probably be out for a marathon for 4 to 6 hours maybe. So I need to know that if I'm wearing this shoe, is it gonna be able to handle when my legs start to feel like jello? And you know what? Over this short run that I did, it definitely did feel like it could. I was trying to think, does this midsole feel easier than my Triumph 17 at that same pace of 6 minutes per kilometer? What's that, like 11-minute mile? So very slow. That's just reality for me. I'll likely be slowing down to those paces at the end of a marathon. So will the shoe be able to help me? I think it will be, but we have a lot more testing to do. I really hope so, because this shoe, look at it guys, it's absolutely fantastic. It feels amazing underfoot. That carbon fiber plate is like nothing I've ever felt before, because I haven't had a carbon fiber plate shoe before. So again, this could be completely out of left field for me. It could be one of the worst carbon fiber plate shoes on the market, and I just happen to love them. But this shoe, guys, I am so fired up. I want to run in it every single day, but unfortunately, I don't have the level of bank account that would allow me to run through these shoes as much as I would like to. So yeah, so for this midsole, we got to give it a little bit of a score. I'm gonna have to go 5 out of 5. I'm sorry. I know it's just like the upper 5 out of 5, the midsole 5 out of 5. You're thinking this guy's just crazy. He is some fanboy of Saucony, and I'm not gonna watch this review any further. And if that's how you feel, I'm sorry. But guys, I'm just blown away so far by this shoe. Now, I could have docked points for the laces, of course, but I feel that once I double tied it, it was fine. So one thing about the midsole that I have to warn you guys about is that this shoe has a natural inward roll. So if you need any type of stability, I would kind of stay clear of this, or just be aware that when you're running, you'll need to be more conscious of keeping your ankles straight. So you need to make sure to strengthen your ankles before going for this. Like I'll kind of give, like look at this. So right now it's just, I'm holding it upright, but it's kind of leaning inward when you let the shoe go. And that's definitely something you can feel when you're just walking around. And when I was going through those easier paces, I could feel my ankle naturally rolling inward from the motion of the shoe. But once I was at those higher paces and a more pronounced midsole strike, I didn't have any issues with that. So that's just something to be aware of when picking up this shoe if you need any type of stability. Anyway, let's move on to the outsole. This outsole here has rubber where it needs to have rubber and no rubber where it doesn't need rubber. In the high contact areas, such as the heel and the forefoot, you have that nice rubber. And there's exposed here through like the forefoot and to the middle of the heel, because those areas aren't high wear. That's what I found in my shoes anyway. They could be wrong. Let me know in the comment section down below if you think they should have put rubber in different areas. But for the outsole, it's an outsole. I took it on some gravel. I didn't have wet roads to go on, but it is raining today, so I could potentially, but it's an easy run today, so I don't think I'll take these out. But for the outsole, I'll have to give it 5 out of 5 again, because I don't have any troubles right now. Now, these are all things that could change through more testing, but right now it's looking fantastic. And we have to do a sniff test. Smells fast. But it, actually, in all reality, it does smell a little chemically. Like, yeah, it smells. Maybe it's the speed. All right, guys. That is all for the initial impressions. I am completely blown away with this shoe so far, and I can't wait to take it out more. I'm gonna take it to the track, take it for easy days, and I'm gonna examine, is this shoe for someone like me who is a 4 to 6 hour marathoner? Probably. I've never run a marathon, so this is just my speculation, but is it for these lower paces? For me, I'm really hoping so, but we have more examination to do. So without further ado, I'm going to end the video. Have a fantastic evening. Remember, hit that subscribe button, the like button if you liked the video, and let me know in the comment section down below, are you going to pick up this shoe? And what are your experiences with carbon fiber plate shoes in general? All right, I'll see you on the next video. I'm going to have a little bit more espresso. Have a great evening. Cheers.